The legislature is not serious about getting together around all of the things that we need to do to pass meaningful property tax relief. And there's a way to get me on board, and there's a way to get all of those left of center on board. And those are the votes that y'all are going to need to have in order to get some property tax relief. And the kinds of things that I'm asking for cost $0.00. But I can't get 25 votes on any of them. And when we're taking a comprehensive look at what we can do for tax relief, it includes some of the solutions that I and other colleagues are proposing. It just literally does. What some of you are trying to do is you're trying to bake a cake and all you have is flour and salt and baking powder. But you can't get a cake if that's the only ingredients you have. You got to put a little vanilla in there. You got to put some sugar in there, some eggs and some milk, and you need other things in order to come out with something that works for everybody, that everybody can enjoy and be happy with. These things are keeping our promises to our schools in our state to fund education and early childhood care and child care, and finding ways to increase the value of these programs without increasing the taxes on the people who use them. Senator DeBoer has a bill to do something like that. Senator Jende has a bill to do something like that. It's about keeping tax dollars in the public education system where they're most needed to improve schools that serve all the children, regardless of who they are, regardless of their zip code, regardless of what neighborhood they come from, and regardless of whether they're gay or straight. We've got bills in the legislature to do away with that. It's about expanding SNAP and making sure that everyone in Nebraska who is eligible to receive food assistance after a devastating pandemic is eligible to do that. I have a bill to do that, can't get 25 votes on it, probably can't even get 17. It's about taking the first steps to reconcile our failed war on drugs and its negative effects on communities of color by legalizing medical and recreational cannabis and by allowing people with convictions to clear or modify their records. And that's going to decrease the burden on our correction system. We've got a bill to do that from Senator Wishart, and we've got a bill to do that, I think, from at least one other member. It's about passing policies that emphasize support and equity for the LGBTQ community. I've got a few bills around that. Senator John Kavanaugh has a bill around that. It's about supporting our newest neighbors in the immigrant and refugee community. I've got bills around that. Senator Tony Vargas has bills around that. It's about raising the tipped minimum wage for the first time in this state since 1991. There are servers in this state who are earning the same wage that their grandparents earned. And that is not a way for tax equity in this state going forward. Over 70% of Nebraskans polled say that they support raising the tipped minimum wage. This is not a controversial thing that any of you are going to have a nasty political mailer sent out about you. It is smart to grow our state and grow our tax base so we can get all the ingredients for the cake that you're trying to make for property tax relief. It's about reforming policing so Black Nebraskans know that this is a place where they're going to be safe and a place where their lives matter. There are many bills on the floor and in committee to do that. So let's pass these things and see what happens.
1 minute.
Senator Hilkeman says that we need a comprehensive way to deal with taxes, and I'm telling you that this is the way. What I'm describing to you is not a Band-Aid. It's not a short-term solution like some of these other bills that we see for property tax relief. It is a systemic change that costs nothing, that will pay off for every Nebraskan, because I promise that these policy changes will lead to population growth. And then we will have more money to play with. We'll have more money to support our rural farmers and ag workers and ranchers. We'll have more money to grow our cities and towns in rural Nebraska. We'll have more money for people to start businesses and enter entrepreneurship and follow that American dream that we want everybody in Nebraska to have access to. But you have to have all the ingredients for that to work. These aren't even things that we could hypothetically do maybe. We literally have bills introduced this year that we can accomplish this.
That's
so
time.
If I can get 25 votes for any of them,
That's time.
I would be on board with this. Thank you, Madam President.